Well, play about to resume here in the second half of the 1988 Yorke Valley Grand Final here at the Wallaroo Oval, and conditions have only got better as the umpire's about to put the ball down to commence the third quarter. Down she goes now. Peter Hill versus David Hastings. Hastings gets a big fist forward. Gavin Adams does the clever little punch forward. Finds Alan Goods, who gets claimed and a little bit high and perhaps ridden into the ground, and I don't think the umpire knew what to give it for, so he's called it too high, and Goodsy will get a free on the half-back flank. Nice looking kick. Jay McCauley in front, drops what he should have taken. It's just what Ian Westbrook was saying they've been doing too much of at the half-time break. Ball thrown out now. Out it comes to Big Agnew. He goes on that right foot, goes forward. He's found Dick James. Peter Bagshaw comes up and claims him. Not a good kick by James. Goes wide. Eglinton goes to punch on Bittner, but Bittner's taken a good mark. And the umpire says, steady up, David Eglinton, and Gav Bittner will swing on the left feet. Between centre wing and half forward. Jaws forward to the pocket. Big Robbie Langford goes to punch. Chuck Coleman there. He gets claimed. Drops the ball. Peter Bagshaw now swings right across the other side. And Craig Rowan there with a big punch. Had to do that. Through comes Gavin Adams now, and he'll look for the boundary line, and that could be a kick to touch, I would think. And it runs out of bounds now on the half-back flank.
Arthur need to score first up in this quarter, Richard. Need to be the ones that lead the thrust of the game. Peter Hill taps it over towards Craig Graham. Thomas is the only one there. He gets pursued by Thomas. Thomas goes in with a very high tackle, and it's a silly business. Once again, it's silly business as Thomas. He's got nothing upstairs. Peter Hill gets a chance to clear Arthur now. Kicks a long kick in towards Hastings, Westbrook, Hastings, about 5 of them. Ball on the ground, chance for Schilling. Schilling taps over towards Hillebrand. Hillebrand pulls off the ball. Honor doesn't. He tips short towards Cap McCauley. McCauley in front and takes a strong mark.
Strong front of Langford, and McCauley goes short, finds Peter Bryn down the lead. Oh, nearly the free kick given away by Coleman. He's played in close all day. Laurie Colliver uses the eyes, chips it up for Eglinton. Bittner over the top, couldn't get it. David Langford now seems to recover from that injury he got just before the half-time interval. Looks for Schilling and finds him. He's taken a mark, and it's good to see that one of the Arthurton Tigers can take a mark at least. He swings another left foot, and the wind seems to be going to that end now, and that's a fine mark by Big Dave Inman. And gee, the Tigers could go here, Bernie. It could just start the revival.
You know, there's a saying in there that says it's not the size of the tiger in the fight, and the size of the tiger in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the tiger, and that's what Arthur need to do. As Inman goes in with a long kick and has kicked a goal.
And that's just what the Tigers wanted, Bernie. And like I said, that could start the revival. But just checking those flags out as I finish the rest of these chips off, it seems as though the wind has swung around and is favouring that western end now.
Yeah, well, I guess I've accused it of it earlier, and I guess it was a bit blustery and chopping and changing, but certainly from where we sit here, and I really think it's blowing into our face, though, Richard, more than down towards that what I would call the seaside end of Wallaroo Oval. Ball back into the centre now, and we've got a ball game here with down the ball goes, terrible bounces. Tom, it favours Hill. He taps it towards Hillebrand, towards Adams. In goes McCauley now with James. James after it, but stacks on the mule, and we'll have a ball up in the centre square. Just 10 yards or 15 metres, 10 or 15 metres towards the Maitland goal. We've got terrible bouncing. It's a bit spongy, the oval or something. That's a better bounce. Hill, the tap to Hastings out towards McCauley. McCauley lays off to Thomas. Thomas goes to the left boot towards full forward. In goes White and Langford. He drops what he should have had. White gets boot the ball quickly. Now Peter Bagshaw the chance. He lays off to good handball to Gavin Adams. Gavin Adams kicks it towards Craig Graham. Craig Graham's got it. Over towards Gavin Adams. Gavin Adams over the top to Craig Graham. That's good footy. That's system. That's a terrible kick to Craig Graham. In goes Goods. Goods gets the ball and clears away with it. Goes with a penetrating kick towards Inman and Darling. Darling gets hand the ball, which is good business. Now it's Kirby. Kirby clears wobbly towards the outer side. A race on here. Eglinton is in the lead for the race. It overruns it now. It's Big Hastings. And Olive's just retarded in the ball. Kicks it over his shoulder back in towards that. He's fouled after he kicked the ball. And Goods will have a kick.
Good man to take the ball too.
No,
but
it's not. It's going to be a free kick. Way back there. With Olive. Obviously Olive was grabbed too high. But he's not behind his mark. Can't play that. If he's disposed of the ball and he's tackled too high, I want to see him downfield. There you go. The ball goes towards, it's terrible. Kicking it straight to Agnew.
Poor kick it. A pretty average decision though before, Bernie. The umpiring's been very average. nevertheless, Maitland played well. Big Robbie Langford comes over the top, and that's a fine mark.
That's a
Cameron
strong
McCauley just caught underneath the ball a bit there, and Robbie Langford probably late on the scene had the good fortune of the ball just floating over the top.
Rob Langford now right in the centre square. And what a contract, what a way to start a finals situation this year. Poor old Cameron McCauley gets to play the grand final and stand, well done, Peter Bagshaw. Peter Hill, boot to ball, good stuff. Alan Goods, opportunist Alan Goods now. He is within his kicking range. He's the ball, it's just the breeze is going directly across his body. And he's kicking across the breeze, in essence.
Yes, I agree with that, Bernie, but still, he's very much within scoring distance, and if he could kick this one, it would certainly give the Tigers a bit more confidence to go on to bigger and better things, and let's just hope he can. In he comes now, allows for the wind, and that's a bloody good-looking kick, and I think he's cold that. Up fella.
Put your glasses down on that one. It's a beautiful goal, Alan Goods, and the young fella's very keen to be in a premiership team, and I can say that at this stage his skills have not been in question today. He's once grabbed the ball and he's taken some good marks and laid off very well on several occasions. On that occasion it was a long kick, and it's a sort of thing that Arthurton needs now, another quick one to be right back in this game. That sort of the pressure just goes to show you, with the pressure applied, the Tigers are a force. And 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes of the second quarter has put some spark into the game. No in the tap. David Langford the ball. He goes long and wide, gives Kirby opportunity, but the ball's evades everybody over the line out of bounds, right half forward for Arthurton. And we see 7-6 plays, 4-6, 18 points of difference as we approach the 5-minute mark.
Ball thrown in, scoreboard pocket, flank. Up they go, Schilling in there doing the ruck work for Arthurton. Joe McCauley showing great endeavour on the ball. He got a high tackle, I thought, but I'm probably biased. And the
you're looking into the sun, I would have said. That's what you're doing, looking into the sun.
Yeah, whatever excuse, I don't mind. The umpire's going to have a bit of a bounce
in the commentary box.
Bounce down at half forward.
Trevor Stavros Davies known for picking fair-minded commentators.
Another bad bounce, went straight to the Maitland bloke again. Kirby's got the ball.
He centres it towards McCauley.
Cameron McCauley's there. Can Eglinton stop the ball? He can. Gets a big centering kick forward. It's Emin in there. Good play by Robbie Arthur, I should say, in his last game for the Lions. Ian Westbrook comes out now, tries to one grab it. He's going to have to be quick. He's not panicked into anything. And out comes Alan Goods and takes another fine mark. Good play, Ian Westbrook. He got the ball. He didn't panic. He lifted the eyes until he saw someone was free, and it was Alan Goods. And he's probably a bit further out from the last kick he just had, Bernie, but still I would say he's within range.
Oh, no, I don't think he is, Richard. I think that it's a little bit far for Alan, and he'll try and kick through it. And that'll, of course, detract from the accuracy. I tell you what, though. That's through.
Don't doubt my ability to judge the kicker of the ball again, Bernie Lange.
And Alan Goods is an excited young man. He's run back into the centre. I tell you what, he has put the spark into the Tiger. And as they say, it's a fight in the Tiger that counts, and Arthurton now within 12 points. 2 solitary kicks a difference, and we're only 6 minutes into the second quarter. Oh, my goodness gracious me. It's a bit of a turnaround, and now can they go on with this is a big question.
Yeah, well, certainly they can. Maitland appear to have stopped, and I heard a couple of the Arthurton supporters say that they're hoping that Maitland may have thought they had it won. I don't think they have, but Arthurton certainly picked their work rate up. It's out of the centre, it comes again. Alan Goods backing over the ball. Good play by the Maitland defence. He gets thrown off it. David Langford gets slung off the ball. Kirby doesn't get his kick in. Pressure aplenty there. Ball thrown out, and thrown out it was by Gary Milne. Glenn Hillebrand will see the free between centre and half forward. He kicks long to the half forward line. Big Dave Inman over the top. Oh, Horace Olive took it off the top of the pack. Quick forward. It could bounce through. It has.
Whoa!
Goal of the Tigers.
Football game, here we come. Arthurton back in a big way, and that goal has braced Arthurton within 6 points of the Lions, and we've got a game of footy on our hands for sure.
How much time gone, Bernie, in this quarter? 7
minutes into the second quarter, and Arthurton only 6 points down, 1 solitary kick, Richard.
That is 4 goals in 7 minutes, Bernie Lange, and that is fine football by the Tigers, and they're getting it out of the centre now, and I reckon Maitland could be starting to be a little bit concerned at this stage, as the Tigers really starting to get a roll on. As the ball's bounced in the centre again. Another shocking bounce. Goes straight to Hastings, but Eglinton's there now. He backs his arm. Quick left foot kick forward. Maitland, 2 players out there battle for the ball. The big long hair below the top now. Doesn't go anywhere in particular. Lawrence Colliver now. He gets dragged off the ball. He's desperate, grabs him by the legs. and he's been penalised on the ball.
It's a tough decision because Bilney tried to shrug the tackle there, and Larry Colliver showed, Stephen Isle showed a fair bit of determination and not letting go. Long kick now, in towards the half-forward right. Over the top goes Darren Schilling. Ball on the ground. Now it's Craig Graham. He's dispossessed. Burke Thomas over the top. Now it's with John Darling, or is it the other Kirby boy? Flicked on by Neville Rowe towards David Eglin. He handles over the top to the loose man in Glenn Hildebrand. Hildebrand on the left boot and kicks it wide towards Westbrook. And Macaulay, he's lays off towards David Langford. David Langford thumps it towards big David Inman. Ball in the dark corners of that forward pocket. We'll have a ball in there, or a ball up, should I say, right in front of the Maitland exit to their change rooms here at the Wallaroo Oval as we 10 minutes or 8 minutes into the third quarter. Ball on the ground. Clean bowl was Schilling. Chance for Rowe on the left boot. Drilled it towards full forward Westbrook and Arthur. And Arthur with the sit on Westbrook takes a very telling mark there right in the last line of defence.
Yes, Arthur using
6-6.
Plenty of experience there, and he clears out of that side. The ball hangs up in the breeze as big Robbie Langford comes over the top. Oh, someone, Maitland player claims the mark. I think it was Cameron McCauley. I almost would have paid it to him, I think. Out they come now. Gee, the Arthurton blokes are putting pressure on him. Look at that bump there. Hilly goes in showing plenty of aggression. Gets the handball out now. Goodsy's there. He can't pick it up. Jay McCauley's in there trying hard. Boy, the pressure's right on.
Whoa, stacks on the middle there. We're at the true centre half forward position for Arthurton. Getting to the club room's end here of the Wallaroo Oval. Balls bounce down hill and ruck. It's Whitelaw with the tap towards Kirby and also James. Schilling on his right boot towards Westbrook, but Westbrook did give the shove there, Richard Correll.
You picked it up, Bernie. I didn't see it. I thought it was just a good mark. But nevertheless, the Maitland blokes run it out of the fence well. Cameron McCall out of under the ball, but all's come over the back to Brokenshire, who's been reasonably quiet. He goes to half forward now. The big lead on from Jack White, and he's found his Stephen Thompson appears to be limping there a bit, Bernie.
Stephen's carrying a thigh.
Lawrence Colliver defends as only he can with that awkward style. Chuck Coleman gets a quick kick on. He had no one to give it to. He lumbers after the ball now, gets a bit of attention. The umpire says plays it on. Lawrence Colliver backs his arm again. Had a bit more time to look than that if he only lifted the eyes. Goes to Maitland's half forward lines. Comes to Nick Honor. He slips onto that left foot. Up high it goes, but big Robbie Langford in front. Takes the mark.
Telling mark there. Gee whiz. Larry Colliver played very good, hard defensive footy then, and he's in my half a dozen best players. As the ball kicked across here, wide to touch, I would think, and out of bounds, left half forward for the Maitland Lions. And at this stage, we've got a 6-point game on our hands, and we've had about 10 minutes of footy. Hastings over the top, to the space, out of bounds. No, Kirby keeps it in play, out of bounds now. Paul's gone very quiet since that heavy clash with Westbrook early in the middle half of the second quarter. We've got Macaulay down to, now it's time to Hildebrand. Hildebrand thumps the ball forward, Schilling and Agnew. If it's Whitelaw to Hastings, Hastings to Agnew. Agnew looks before he kicks and kicks towards Coleman, who does the right thing and does it well. Peter Bagshaw breathes out beautifully, kicks wide towards the outer wing, giving Oliver a chance. But the ball will race both he and Nicholas Honor over the line out of bounds in front of the Maitland Brains Trust here at the Wallaroo Oval. It's Coleman versus Bryn, an unusual ruck duel, taken by Bittner. Bittner to the ground towards Peter Bagshaw. Peter Bagshaw on the left boot. Directs his kick cleverly towards Darren Schilling. Darren Schilling attacks the ball hard. In goes Nicholas Honor. He ducks to Chutney. In goes now Alan Goods. Alan Goods hangs the ball over his shoulder, only as far as Whitelaw, who drops back and takes the telling mark again. He looks for Kirby. No, he doesn't. He decides to go back on that outer side. Now goes short, looking for Burke Thomas, I think it is, or Rand, one of those Thomases anyway. He tries to strike the tackle and succeeds. Now goes the penetrating kick against Peter Bagshaw in a one-on-one, and he takes a very strong mark.
Peter Bagshaw, 3 touches in 3 minutes, and he's starting to back his judgment, and so are all the Arthurton players, and it's just starting to come together for him. Peter Bagshaw.
Bagshaw to Neville Rowe. Neville Rowe, 1 grab, 2 grabs. Now Peter Hill with the chance. He looks and kicks forward, further forward to Craig Grant to win Westbrook. Gates open now for the Tigers, they're good enough. In goes big Cat Inman. He looks towards the goal face. If he can get a decent bounce, he's got a chance here. Big Arthur, Robbie Arthur lumbers back after it. Now he's got Craig Graham. He lays off towards Thomas. Thomas now's got his brother up forward. That's where the ball goes. And Alan Goods has got to really chase now because Thomas has got the open path here. Goods has got him, no. He's going to run him down and puts the pressure on. In goes... it's Peter Bagshaw again. He lays it out wide. Peter Bagshaw, cool customer towards Gavin Adams. Gavin Adams goes to touch, but it's slightly It's only a matter of an inch in it there, and a kick this time to one of the Thomases, and he kicks towards the forward right. Rob Langford sits back and drops the ball, but he recovers quickly, and now he handles off to Peter Bagshaw. Peter Bagshaw blind turns, still hasn't been possessed. Well done, Peter Bagshaw. As I'm forgetting to put the microphone in front of my mouth, take over Richard Correll, please.
A little bit fortunate there, Peter Bagshaw. He just got the ball knocked out of his hands at the right time. The ball gets thrown in. Peter Hill over the top, tries to take it out of the air. Scrimmage occurs there again. Peter Bagshaw in there, who's played a very good third quarter. He's had about 5 touches in about as many minutes. And he gets another one there as he levels it back to the umpire. Bounce down between half forward and the forward pocket for the Maitland Lions. Peter Hill versus Cameron McCauley. McCauley does some body work. Horace the quick kick away, but only as far as young Dick James, and David Langford giving him a bit of attention, and it was a borderline to whether it was a bit late or not, but Dick James puts it long and high, and that's where it's got to go. And big Peter Bryn has taken the ball.
That's pretty unlucky, you know. Mark Coleman was absolutely hurled then, physically hurled, and the ball actually fell into Peter Bryn's hands. But anyway, lacks the fortune in this game of ours, and Peter Bryn with a chance to kick a settling goal for the Maitland Lions and clear them away by 12 points.
Yeah, they certainly need it, and actually speaking, Bernie, Peter Bryn has been a reasonably quiet player.
Hasn't done a jolly thing all day from my book.
Here he comes, 15 metres out, doesn't miss these normally, hasn't missed that one. That's home, and the Maitland Lions clear out to a 12-point lead. 8-6 plays 6-6, but the Arthurton Tigers certainly not out of this one.
Larry Colliver, Peter Bagshaw's playing good footy back there, you know. Very tight. That time, Steve Knight did the right thing by grabbing the ball and tossing on the boot. Just couldn't get a real clean kick away, and as a result fell into the arms of James. Peter been very lucky, so a fortuitous goal to Maitland, but nevertheless an important one. As we see now in ruck, we've got David Hastings and Peter Hill. Now, the ball will bounce straight for a change. Hastings gets the ball. No, he doesn't. It's knocked out of his hand by Hill. Onto the ground it goes. Out of the pack goes Hill again, and we've got another ball up in 1.5 metres to the Arthurton side of the previous bounce. Umpire Leray with the ball. And it's no doubt about the game just hotted up as the ball comes towards Agnew. He handles over the top. Robert Langford goes without the ball, giving McCauley a chance. Well, it's another David Langford. Now the ball's in the open space, giving Kirby a chance. Kirby's good, and broken shoes cleared away. He'll run to the open goal, kicks off line.
Gee, you could just about put your glasses down when Darryl Brokenshear lines up from there, because he doesn't miss. But fortunately for the Arthurton Tigers, he has this time, and he's missed that. Peter Bagshaw had gone down the field to back his judgment again and left Brokenshear clear, and as soon as the ball came out, he was
I think it's a little bit hard, actually. Richard, Peter Bagshaw went down to try and take Kirby because David Langford had got away from him.
Probably a fairer comment. Ball comes to centre wing, and good play there by Agnew. Glenn Hillebrand tries to run him down, but he can't pull Kirby there, but in comes Peter Bagshaw, and, well, he's playing a very good third quarter. He chips it out wide to find Stephen Thompson, and he should mark, and he does. Front of Jack White, Stephen Thompson, a little bit close to the man on the mark. It touched the fingers. There's no play on, though. Forward it comes, and Michael Thomas, who's played a pretty good game, he'll get shepherded out. And, oh, gee, Brokenshear free again, and
on that occasion, Peter Bagshaw didn't get back, and Brokenshaw allowed to drift in and take the mark. It's a long kick. It's not a bad kick, but it's offline. Chance for Bilney. He tries to do too much, and Gavin Adams thumps the ball away. David Langford with a chance. He kicks it wide, giving Craig Graham the opportunity by himself, and he'll grab that mark. No worries at all in front of Thomas. He won't give himself much room. Now he has. Now he kicks towards. Terrible kick, straight to Hastings. No point in kicking to Hastings, he'll mark everything. Now Hastings will tear this ball in to centre half forward, giving David Langford a chance. Stephen Thompson on his wrong leg does it reasonably well, but only as far as Bittner. Bittner gets kicks off the ground into the open space. One-on-one between Brind and Coleman. Ball overruns a pair of them as Coleman cleverly heads towards the line. And so out of bounds in front of the Maitland, rather vociferous Maitland crowd has suggested it was deliberate.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I picked up a Maitland player with a cramp at centre half forward. Perhaps the lack of goals is just starting to tell, Bernie. It's Gavin Bittner. I would think of him one of the fitter players. Maitland player snaps out of a pack, but he's just offline.
Oh, just, mate, he's out of bounds in the forward. He's out of bounds on the forward. I'll buy some dirt off you.
Just offline for a point is what I was getting at, Bernie Lee, and Anyway,
whiz.
Gavin Adams will take the relieving kick for Arthur, and he clears to that half-back flank. But Ricky Whitelaw's played a pretty good game for the Lions. I think he's been good overhead. He kicks in the left foot. His kicking has let him down, but Cameron McCauley's got it. Robbie Langford just that yard away from him, and Cameron running at the ball put in good position for him, and good disposal there by Ricky Whitelaw.
I thought that Rob Langford was just stopped concentrating for a moment there and forgot where he was, and that gave Whitelaw a chance to chip it across to McCauley, who goes and kicks a goal.
The Lions clear out. 9-7 plays 6-6, 19 points now. Still anybody's ball game, but the Lions have just steadied in this last 7 or 8 minutes after the Tigers grabbed the early ascendancy in the start of this quarter. But if the Tigers can come back now and get another one, they'll be right back in it, and we're in for a pretty good last quarter, I think, Bernie.
Yep, 19 points the difference, and I guess by this time we'd have to say that we're about 14 minutes into this third quarter, and I'll tell you what, we might have to use the lights here at Wallaroo Oval to
Someone having a bit of trouble with his horn back there, but
it's not Trevor Davey, he's busy. We'll have to use the lights in Wallaroo Oval tonight, Richard. It's 25-5 already, and we've only 15 minutes into this third quarter.
Gee, that's a bit of a worry, Bernie, especially the way that sun comes down on that western end of the ground. It's hard enough now, and I think you've seen a few of the players, Robert Langford being one of the main offenders, that I reckon the sun must get right in his eyes, and he's missed a couple of balls that he'd usually crush.
Ball back in the centre now with umpire John Lee Ray. He goes to ground with the ball. The ball's nearly straight. It's a nice change. It gives a chance for Hastings. Larry Colliver goes without the ball. Now a chance for Brokenshire. Brokenshire laid off to Paul. Paul goes into an open goal. That's good footy, and you can't say anything more than that.
Yeah, it's fine play by the Lions then, and they set that one all the way up down there, and gee, they go into a 25-point lead again, and they're only one goal off what they were leading at half-time now, and the Tigers are going to have to peg a couple more back.
Yeah, I think on that occasion it was it's the old story. He who wins the ball out of the square is going to have the ball game in his palm, I think. Richard, ball back now with umpire Lee Ray, and gee whiz, I don't know what to do about this bouncing. It's a pretty ordinary situation. That ball then was just Peter Hill's underneath it by the time he got to it, and Hastings just stumped it. David Langford goes without the ball. Jay McCauley goes with it. He kicks it off poorly. Larry Colliver chances the arm. Now he's going to get back on his. Now Alan Goods has got a couple of yards, and he can clear away from Kirby. One way and the other. Chips over towards the centre half forward, giving a chance for Rowe. Rowe overruns the ball. Now it's Graham with a chance. He goes one way and the other. Looks towards full forward, kicks it, and kicks a goal.
Fine goal, Craig Graham. Alan Goods showed all the skills. Got around Mark Kirby there, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you.
That was Paul Kirby.
Paul Kirby, was it? Well, it's still no mean feat. And he centred the ball, and that's the smart thing to do. Craig Graham got the run of it, turned, and wobbled 1-3.
He settled then, and he had a decent look at the goal face, and that's what I call a timely goal for the Tigers. 10-7 plays at 7-6, and that's a 19-point ball game.
Yeah, not much in it, Bernie, and with a quarter and a half to go, it promises to be an enthralling battle as the ball goes down again. Big Inman versus Ricky Whitelaw. Craig Graham gets the ball. Westbrook on the overlap. Through comes Jay McCauley. The ball's going to sit for him nicely here, I feel. It does. He hooks it back. Good play by Agnew. Got in the road nicely. Good pressure there by Darren Schilling on Burke Thompson. He's all over him. He wants to be careful if he's tackling. But good pressure there. Sees the ball come into a scrimmage at Arthurton's half forward.
That's a top bit of footy by Darren Schilling then. The ball was, for all my money, gone off to Maitland hands and a Maitland thrust, but he threw himself over two players to lock it down. Now we've got Inman versus Whitelaw. Inman the tap over towards Olive. Olive lays off towards Andrew Thompson, Neville Rowe. He goes one way and the other way. Kicks towards Alan Goods. Alan Goods is on the wrong shoulder. Goes way back and gets a point. 7-7.
I thought that was through for a minute there, Bernie, but he didn't quite hook it back enough, and Alan Goods would have to be high on our best players at this stage, I would say, since coming on the ball. Kicked out by Robbie Arthur, and he's going to find Kirby, I think it is, yes. on that half-back flank. Maitland's disposal's been nothing short of excellent. Goes forward now, Gavin Bittner, but Eglinton gets the punch. Bittner has 2 bites at the cherry. Bittner runs the wrong way, on the overlap back to Kirby. Kirby drives it to the wing. Ball sits now for big Robbie Langford, perhaps, and Westy's got to do the hard work. Lurch just runs through him like a tank. Westy gets a handball back to him again. It's good play by the Tigers. A wobbly old kick goes to half forward, looks like a by-floater. Goes straight to Big Hastings. He's claimed by Graham, and it goes straight to Lawrence Colliver at the centre of the ground. And Laurie swings it on the left foot. A nice little chip. Finds Alan Goods, and Goodsy obviously called Darren Schilling out there. Fine play. And he'll settle from half forward. He'll centre the ball again.
We've entered time on, Richard. I'm sorry, I must have missed the first 5, but we've entered time on in this third quarter.
Into time on, the short pass is on to Jay McCauley, and he's found him, and Jay maybe a little bit out of his range there too, because he seems to be kicking into that wind.
Yeah, that wind's going to toss it and shove it too if it gets any height in it too, Richard.
We've been a bit unsure about that wind all day, haven't we, Bernie?
Look, it's blowing, I know that much, and it doesn't been kicking goals both ends, so...
Jay McCauley from half forward lines up. A beautiful kicker of the ball, puts it in high and long. I tell you what, it's just touched off hands, and that makes it 2 goal for the difference. Just the 17 points. Nice kick by Jay McCauley. It was the right spot to put it. He just didn't quite have the power behind it. It's big Dooney Arthur will clear to Maitland's half back line. Who's he got up there? Timmy Poole would have almost paid it. Horace Holly puts a quick kick forward. Glenn Hillebrand's in position, can't quite grab it. Here comes Alan Goods with a left foot snap. And he's just scraped in for a point. No, there's a free kick. It's going to go to Alan Goods. Oh dear. Well, I'll take that. Uncle Arthur reckons that's all right. Alan Goods is going to line up, and
Arnie Dornan's excited about that one too. We can.
Yes, you could back Alan Goods from there, I think, without putting the mockers on the lad. I think he's good enough.
Richard, I didn't see what happened, but obviously must have been something in it for the umpire to make a crucial decision like that. Alan Goods, 20 metres out, right in front.
Gee, the umpire did not move there, Bernie, and that's straight through. Just speaking about that decision, the umpire has pulled out a few funny ones on both sides today, I've felt, and without detracting from the game, I think the umpiring has been of a very average standard, but nevertheless, the scores are pretty close here, and it's only 11 points
difference, and we're into time on probably by 1.5 minutes now. There's probably 4 minutes remaining, no more this quarter, and then we've got the medleys. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a game of footy on our hands here, and we've got some players out there that are going to be the ones that give us a thrill for the next 35 minutes or so. Ball's now being brought back to the centre square. We're in the ruck encounter. We have got David Inman versus Whitelaw.
Lawrence Colliver chips it to a back flank on Jack White, I think, too, Bernie.
Stephen Thompson must be on the bench.
Quick kick forward by David Langford. John Darling's there. Jay McCauley's going to apply the pressure. He tackles him more. McCauley's too quick for him. Through comes Sweeper Shilling. He can't get it. McCauley gets a quick handball on. Darling in there again. Falls over. Tap on. Good handball out by Bilney. Finds Kirby, and the little chip kick forward. Finds McCauley, who was given manhandled by big Robbie Langford. McCauley landed right on his scone. Here comes McCauley
goes around with us. Silly Whisper on the mark. Can't run. Whisper with the wobbly kick goes forward. And as far as Peter Bagshaw again, and Peter Bagshaw for mine has played the sort of footy that's reminiscent of the early 80s this afternoon. He goes with a long penetrating kick to half back, and Rob Langford 2 grabs and his ball.
Yes, big Robbie Langford, a stumbling block for Maitland there, although Cameron McCauley has done quite well on him, I think.
This quarter only, I believe, Richard.
Yes,
now he goes to centre towards Stephen Olive and Bittner's in front, and that's a terrible bit of work then by David Inman. He's a big man, he's just sits in the front. McCauley by himself, Rob Langford going down, and David Eglinton has been dropped then by McCauley, and the umpires were there. Through goes Larry Colliver. He's pulled off the ball. White quick boot the ball, and Rob Langford takes a mark in the last line of defence. David Eglinton's been thumped then by McCauley, and there's a little bit of spite out there. David Langford by himself in the centre half forward position, centre half back position, centre half forward for Maitland, and Jack White on the mark. Langford now goes wide, looking for Craig Graham and Neville Rowe. They'll sort it out between them, and Craig Graham takes a good mark, as my fellow commentator, oh, it's a bit of ordinary football, that's ordinary football.
As Burke Thomas gets his second smack in the
and Larry Collins done a good job with Jack White. Dave Dillon's got the ball now. It takes more than a smack in the mouth to make him stop. He goes in towards, looking towards Peter Hill. Peter Hill's in front. He gets pushing it back. Chance for Hill of ran in Hastings. Hastings line turns beautifully. Wobble the kick out towards the centre. In goes Westbrook. Westbrook over towards Adams. Adams now, Gavin Adams goes towards and finds Jay McCauley. Jay McCauley calls out Glenn Hillebrand, tips over to Hillebrand now. Hillebrand by himself will take the ball deep in the forward pocket forward, or deep in the half-forward flank for a half-forward left for the Arthurton Tigers. And he's got a long way to go to that goal, because he's in the shadows there as he drops the ball.
Gee, Hastings seemed to lumber over there, Bernie. I guess he's tired, but there's still a quarter to go, and I just wonder whether these Maitland blokes might be telling him this last quarter fitness-wise. As Hillebrand drives long to the square, up they fly. Goodsy's in there, I can see him. Darren Schilling tries to get the ball. Stephen Olive all over it, and he's going to get a free kick.
I tell you what, that's a fair enough free. It's a bloody tough one to make, though, right there.
Yes, that's a tough decision for the umpire, but 10 out of 10 for guts of making, I suppose. But young Horace Olive showed the endeavour to get his body over the ball, and I'm not sure. I think it was a high tackle in the end, Ben.
It certainly was. He's been playing a couple of weeks now, young Horace, and just dropped the shoulder. Used to do it myself when I was a lad, but there you go. It's a long time ago, too.
Here he comes, Stephen Olive. Chips away at the goals, and he has goal. And the Tigers are back within 5 points. They will not lie down.
Gee whiz, the crowd of, I guess, somewhere around 1,500 people here today, I would say, Richard, and they've got absolute value for money this quarter. The first half of the game was a bit tacky, but this quarter has been a real top exercise in Aussie rules.
Yeah, good open play by both sides. It's been pretty good to watch, actually. Some grand finals, a lot of grand finals are scrambling because there's so much pressure, but this quarter's really opened up, especially for Arthurton at least. Maitland playing well in that first half.
Down goes the bounce. Inman gets the favourable bounce. Over to Westbrook. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Fellas, I hope you buy a copy of this tape, and then you can see what you've done with your bouncing all day, umpires.
Very inconsistent decisions. The ball goes down again now, and that's gone Maitland's way, or sort of. Big Gavin Adams goes to punch. Darren Schilling's going to punch it out and run at it. Agnew showing a bit of pace, but Schilling's showing more. Young sweeper Schilling, there he goes, he's going for the ball. Timmy pulling over the ball, Craig Graham there as well. Oh, Thomas went straight into the Adams' back, but it goes unnoticed by the umpire. Agnew again, I think, gets the ball. Ian Westbrook grabs the ball at centre wing, and what a quarter for the Tigers. 10-7, Maitland lead 9-8.
10-7, 9-8, 5 points to go here. 5 points of difference, 1 quarter to go. And I tell you what, we've got a game of footy in our hands, and there's one of the very, very happy supporters, Greg Twelftree in front of us here. If we're going to have the camera swung around, Mr.
Thanks.
And Greg Twelftree pretty excited about the game of footy.
Very pleased.
Don't know who he's barracking for, it's not Port Vic anyway. And
I like to see Port Vic. Shut up. You finished?
And as we go into scrum now at the final break, and Richard Alan Goods has been instrumental in this thrust back into the game by Arthurton.
Yeah, certainly he's played a very big part in it, Bernie, and I'm not sure how many goals. Two goals for the quarter, I think, by Alan, and he was dynamic. Actually, he led the Maitland backline of a merry chase, and they didn't quite know how to handle him.
Yeah, I guess other players that play well were Stephen Olive, David Eglinton, and Craig Graham. Craig Graham pretty strong in the air, and of course a comment then from Greg Twelftree about Peter Bagshaw, and I've got to agree with that one. I said earlier that was reminiscent of the early 80s. For Maitland, I thought John Agnew was particularly good, along with Cameron McCauley, who for the first time in the game had Robert Langford's measure, and the Thomas boys also played particularly well if they could control their humour. We'll have a break now, and we'll come back for the big one in the last quarter of the night.
Smashing. You ready? Go.
1 quarter to go in the 8-8 grand final, and we see a 5-point ball game. Richard, I've been at the Maitland camp, but from Ian Westbrook.
Ian Westbrook's told him to forget the first half. It's too late now, and just to get into this last quarter, let's see how we go. Ball comes out to Mark Kirby. David Langford all over the top of him. Fine tackle, good pressure. Sorry, yes, it is Mark Kirby. You get Mark Fall and young Timmy Fall. I find a bit of trouble differentiating between those three.
And now we've got another bounce down, and it's Hill versus Hastings. Hastings taps to ground, in goes Kirby. He can't control it now. He's grabbed by Hill, and umpire Lee Ray will have a bounce down. Umpire John Lee Ray and John Rogers today. And I went into the Maitland camp, and I was greeted by one of their finest ambassadors, Colin Bittner, who's got shit for brains, and he wouldn't let me listen to what Jack White said. But I heard from the distance that Jack White was asking for a commitment and 1 more quarter of desperation. Now the ball smothered by Neville Rowe. In goes young Ricky James, and also Peter Hill working like a rover, and we'll have another ball up.
Peter Hill like a bloodhound, Bernie. He gets on the centre and he just does not give up. He makes a beeline for that ball and anything in his road gets knocked over, arse over. Anyway, the ball about to be bounced down on the wing again. Another poor bounce. Big tap forward in Maitland's favour. Nice pick up by Timmy Paul. That's good skill. Gavin Adams has got him. Fine tackle by the old campaigner. Gets the handball out. Alan Good's going to have to flip it off pretty quickly. Oh, a high tackle. The big elbow came forward by Thomas here. And Alan Goods will get the free from the wing. And no one else would be wanting to win a grand final more than Alan Goods, especially against Maitland today.
In goes Glenn Hillebrand and Nicholas Honor. Nicholas Honor puts the ball on the ground, umpire John Leroy. It's all after a little lapse in and was watching footy rather than talking about it. So not something people would like to treasure there for a moment is the day that Burnley stopped talking. In the ruck we've got Peter Hill and David Hastings. Hill grabs the ball, but does nothing with it. Now it's on the ground. Chance for Thomas. Thomas off the after the ball now. Kirby with a chance. One way or the other way. He kicks it up towards Paul. Paul overruns it. Lays off now towards Westbrook. Westbrook back to Adams. Adams on his left foot, his natural kicking boot. Kicks it and chips well towards Gavin Adams. You see Darren Shewing, but John Agnew plays on immediately from that grab. Kicks up towards McCauley and a couple of other Maitland players. He loses his ground. Rob Langford backing up. Gurney goes after Rob Langford. Rob Langford is manned up there, and Cameron McCauley claiming of holding the ball decision was the order of the day, and John Rogers the other ball down. And the sun's in our eyes as we go into about the 3rd minute mark of this final quarter. Hill nearly hits the ball. Brett Graham's on the turf now, and Craig Graham. After the ball now, David Langford gets the ball and now looks and kicks purposefully towards the half forward, but Big Hastings takes it, plays on and kicks it long and deep towards the centre half forward position. Peter Bagshaw back there, he's in front. Broken shear's been played the mark. No, he hasn't. No, it's a fair decision. It's off Peter Bagshaw's hands. Yeah,
it's a pretty fair decision. He probably judged it better than Pete Bagshaw, but he just managed to get a hand to it, and there'll be a bounce there. And that's a good decision by the umpire at this stage of the game. Crucial stage. 5 points in it. No addition to the score since the 3/4 time. We've now got 3 minutes into this quarter. Bounce down, not bouncing it very high. Oh, Ian Westbrook propped to the ball, didn't attack it very hard. Mark Kirby, gee, he's clever, gets claimed down by Peter Bagshaw. In there battling for the ball. Oh, Kirby knocks it out again. Oh, it comes to Gavin Adams and Timmy Ball. I think Gavin Adams has probably had the better of that duel. He gets a head-high tackle and a little bit unlucky, perhaps not to get the free. A pretty crude tackle there by the Arthurton player.
Yeah, I thought it was a free to Tim Paul. Ball's tucked in that half forward right to the forward pocket for Maitland. In goes McCauley. McCauley tries to break the tackle. Now Westbrook gets the ball and kicks out towards Hillebrand and Whitelaw. Darren Schilling can't get a decent kick away, and he and Agnew have had a pretty good duel. Agnew, usually a rebound player, has not been able to do that today with Darren Schilling. Darren Schilling's doing reasonably well at centre half forward. Now we've got Peter Hill and Whitelaw. Whitelaw the back to James. James with the ball now without it. He shrugs the tackle and kicks it over towards Kirby.
McCauley, that is, a centre half forward for the Maitland Lions, and it just fell into his arms. Pretty lucky, but he's going to go forward anyway for the Lions. Up forward, a big Brindy. Mark Coleman goes to the punch. He's beaten Peter Bryn Sandling today. David Langford rebounds out of that back pocket position. Brett Graham's in hot pursuit of young Bittner. Both fairly pacey players. Forward it goes, and Kirby's got the ball. He plays on quickly. That's poor defence by the Tigers, and he's goal.
David Langford went to sleep.
Yes, that was poor defence. The concentration just dropped and could prove costly as the Tigers go 11 points clear.
Now, 3/4 time, I went over to find out what Jack White was saying. Richard and this Bittner wanted to hit me. Oh, me? Everyone knows that I'm a passive sort of non-fighting sort of character. Anyway.
Yes, couldn't understand that at all, but...
Simon Greenslade was disgusted. He thought he makes him want to live elsewhere.
Anyway. Yeah, fair comment. And that's not very good manners shown there by the Maitland supporters. Poor old Bernie getting a hard time. But anyway, the bounce goes down. Inman versus Hastings. What's going to happen there? There's somebody walked in the square. Maitland, someone's been pushed in or something. No one seems to know what's going on.
It's a free kick to Maitland because Westbrook was in the square when he wasn't supposed to be. According to Westbrook, he was supposed to be there. So therefore, David Hastings gets a chance to pump Maitland up forward. Peter Brind gets paid the mark. It's the first touch he's had for a fortnight. Kirby's trying to make some space as to... he kicks towards Brokenshire, and Brokenshire takes a good mark. It's called play on.
Rough decision. Brokenshire's mark for mine.
Mark for mine too. Richard Cole towards Tim Paul, who takes the mark out there. And that was a purposeless kick from Rob Langford. Had no one to go to, though. Big Hastings is down with cramp. He's in strife. Over towards Thomas. Thomas drops what he should have taken. Gavin Adams lays off to... Oh, well stolen by the other Thomas boy. Loses control of it. Punches on towards Nicholas Honor. Ball on the ground. In goes Peter Bagshaw. He's doing it well. And also, that must be David Egland, is it? Or I can't pick it up from here. Or is Alan Goods? In any event, it's a ball up. It's,
yes, the Maitland people suffering a little bit from cramp. That's the second one I've seen go down, so hard going like today. They might be in a bit of trouble.
9-8 pays 11-7.
As the ball goes down to Maitland's half-forward line, McCauley goes to tap shot. He's got a bit of height up there. Gary Bilney gets the ball. He's played a pretty reasonable game, Gary. Ball goes high. Good shepherding out by young Dick James there. Kept Brett Graham out of the play.
Didn't have a chance, and it wasn't his fault.
No, not at all. And Timmy Paul underneath the ball was taking the mark, and he's got a few skills too, this boy, and he could very easily kick it from there.
Bit nonchalant the way he's coming back away from the goal side. And Tim Paul is going to have a deliberate shot for goal as we approach the 6.5 minute mark of this, the final quarter. Kicks into the man in the mat. That was a good move then by...
Gary Price as David Langford comes out of the back pocket. Oh, it's not a good kick as sweeper Schilling can't quite get there. That's a poor kick by David Langford. He might as well kick to the line.
Yep.
John Darley's got it at wing. Bad kick by Timmy Paul. Took a bit too long, I thought. Comes out to Agnew. That's a poor kick by John Darling also. Eglinton tried to keep it in. Couldn't quite, and it's out of bounds. And gee, Arthur have had a couple of let-offs there, Bernie.
Yeah, they have. And that may be the tiring... maybe tiring. There's a chance for Horace Olive. He goes with him without the ball. I don't think he got one in the mouth.
Bit of a high tackle there. Horace holding his head, or accidental, I think, and the umpire paid no notice. Probably fair enough. As the ball's bounced down again.
Inman.
Big tap out comes.
That's a good tap. Away goes Olive. He's got Thomas after him. Thomas can't catch him, and the ball's a chance now for Jay McCall if he's good enough. He's going to outrun Billy Greenslade. He's a good try for Maitland. Now it's on the off the tail again. It's good intelligent footy by Jay McCall. It's worth a kick, and it's now locked in there. And the half forward right for Arthur, and that's a good bit of footy because it was 2-on-1, and he just kept bustling and hustling that ball into the forward line for the Tigers.
Yeah, well played, Jay McCall. There's a ball thrown in between the forward flank and forward pocket for the Tigers. Maitland crowd very vocal. Out comes the ball now. Bit of a scrimmage here, but the Maitland blokes come out with on the left foot through Bittner, I think.
No, Thomas it was.
Thomas it was, a big high kick. The punch goes forward. Big David Inman's got the ball, gets the handle out to David Langford. Can he use it? He's not quite quick enough. Yes, he is. Gets it forward, but there's no one there. And he really didn't have time to look.
And Hastings has gone in the fetlock. The big fella's gone in the fetlock. He's really carrying that. But he manages a penetrating kick to clear. Rob Langford goes back and takes a good mark back there. As Bittner tries the funny stuff, he's got about half the intelligence of his father, it seems. and that, I'm sorry, doesn't record.
Langford goes forward to centre half forward. The big fly by the Maitland player, Hastings. I'd almost throw that, but the umpire says no. Darren Schilling gets a quick handball out. They'll boll it up in there. The ball comes out through Bilney now. Ellington standing flat-footed, doesn't go for the ball. Maitland gets a quick kick forward, and the man, Jack White, gets a quick one over to Burke Thomas, who's playing pretty good football. Mark Coleman there. Oh, open goal. The back door's been left over. Peter Bagshaw, can he put enough pressure on Brokenshire? I don't think he can. Oh, Brokenshire has made a meal of that. He can't believe it.
Let off there for the Maitland, for the Arthurton Tigers. The Maitland line's now 9-8 to 11-8. There's 2 quick kicks in it only. Long kick out towards Hillebrand, and also even the gates open now for Hillebrand if he's quick enough, and Langford. Hillebrand's going to get there, but sits for him on his left boot. Handball's over the top there. That's a good handball. Back to Hillebrand again. I think it sits for his business.
Come on.
And
bit of a stoush here in front of
our guy. Nick Honor, would you like to comment on that?
Bernie Lang answering Nick Honor for a
Nicholas
commentary.
Honor, can we have your comment on that little altercation?
No comment from Nick Honor, the FAD, but it doesn't go into any distance. Goes short across to David Langford. The umpire says he's going to bring it back, and Ian Westbrook's going to have another kick. I'm not sure what's in it, but there's some rules that we can't quite follow.
And Thomas is down here with cramp. Maitland at the moment are going to have to show a fair bit of mettle because they've got the lead at the moment. That's the main thing, of course.
come back, says the umpire. Fair enough. Maitland McDonald Day chips it back to Westbrook.
At this stage, Westbrook plays on now over to David Langford. Cleaning something with it decent. It's a wobbly kick. It's up forward though. It's a chance of Maitland. Bill Greenslade overruns it. Through goes Darren Schilling without the ball. Stacks on the middle down there. Played out towards Bittner. Bittner up towards full centre half back. Nick Honor drops it after being tackled. Now it's Thomas with a chance. He handles over the top to Jack White, who's come into the game. White over the top towards Macaulay's good footy. Macaulay now looks in towards James. James marks it. That's a bit short, that footy then, Richard. I thought he should have kept going down the middle.
Yes, maybe so, but he went to the player that was loose and played percentage football then. Dick Jones with a nice looking screw punt. Going up forward, Peter Bryn there couldn't quite mark it. Arthurton, can they clear? There's a couple of trainers in the road, I can't quite see.
And David Inman then dropped the ball crucially, and fortunately it was Dax to nil. I think the Tigers probably should, I don't know, the 9-8 to 11-7 the scoreboard is. I think that's wrong. I think there's a 2-goal neat difference here, not 11 points. I think it's 9-8 to 11-8 or 9-8 to 11-9. Certainly Arthurton certainly have to score and score quickly to open this game up again.
How much time got on this last quarter, Benny Lange?
I guess it's been about 14 minutes.
As the ball's thrown in the back pocket there, Horace Olive couldn't quite gather the ball. Tries hard now, gets it back to Gavin Adams, the old stalwart. Puts it out high. Glenn Hillebrand is there. 2-on-1, and who's the free going to go to?
He's going to go
to Glenn Hillebrand. He's a pass master.
Position. He made front position. That's
pass
the
master
name of
is
the
Glenn
game.
Hillebrand at getting the free kicks. He'll go short in actual fact. I don't know if that was a wise thing to do, but Neville Rowe stepping in front of Nick Honor takes a good mark right on the wing half-back flank. A short kick across. David Langford couldn't quite get it. He should have perhaps. Maitland player ridden into the ground there. Nobody can get it. Craig Graham making all sorts of attempts to get the ball. Kirby gets it. He gets tackled. Bill Greenslade's there. The big guy, Bill Greenslade, comes out to John Darling. He's got plenty of strength. He goes forward. Gavin Adams there, and the old stalwart, he takes another one.
Well done with the old fella. He needs to play a big game now. So he's probably not going to have too.
David Eglinton takes the mark at centre wing.
Arthurton have got to get a long kick down and give himself a chance to score here, Richard. Eglinton tries that, goes towards... now the chances in the middle there.
Burke Thomas again. Bernie Lange speechless here at this stage.
Yeah,
Mark Coleman comes out, but he can't quite punch the ball, and I'd pay that mark.
Yeah,
definitely. It was a mark. And there's a Maitland bloke down here. It's Big Dave Hastings. He took a big fly just here. It would have been a fine mark, but he's come down awkwardly, and he's in a bit of trouble.
Rob Langford does it well now as they tried the short stuff then, Broken Shah. Rob Langford goes wide as Broken Shah goes the forearm jolt, and the free upfield goes to Stephen Olive. He plays on immediately and kicks towards Darren Schilling. Darren Schilling's only just got to go round Whitelaw. Look at the goal face, put it up. And he's gone right across the face of goals, and it's going to be out of bounds, right and forward left.
Yeah, well, that wasn't really good play by Darren Schilling. He didn't allow for the win at all well then. It's pretty easy for us to say from the sidelines, I suppose, Bernie, but he did have time, and he's pushed that right across the face. Nevertheless, it's down Arthurton's forward line, and a good thrust forward there.
Big David Hastings in a lot of trouble here, right in front of our commentary position. There's a lot of shoulder is now on the Peter Hill. Taps it over towards Goods. Goods can't control it. Now it's fisted forward towards Olive. Olive goes without the ball. Pulled up the Chapney. In goes Kirby now. Kirby lays off towards James. James does it well for little fella and clears it right out wide here of the swing.
The Spinner Davey ducks for covering by the commentary box.
And Spinner Davey showing an amazing turn of pace on that occasion as we find out what the time is.
Ball thrown in at the wing. Hastings has made a quick recovery versus him, and a good handball out by Hastings finds Thomas. He goes forward. Dick Jones, I think it was, or not sure, lost his footing at the vital time. Goes wide, finds Gavin Adams. Big handball over to Eglinton, who's going to have to be quick. Oh yes, he's gone. Good pressure there, and the ball's run out of bounds, and the Tigers didn't do it that well out of defence then. Ball thrown into between wing and half forward. Him and the big tap over the top. Macaulay gets the voice from Gavin Adams. Swings on that left foot. There's anybody's game still. Alan Goods. In comes Craig Graham. Goods at the back goal. Clean bowls in. Tries to gain possession of it. He's got a good tackle applied on him by Dick James. And the ball is run out of bounds at Arthurton's half forward line. And Goods just couldn't quite grab it. The ball's thrown in out half forward. Neville Rowe goes to punch. Gains about 10 or 15 yards for the Tigers, and they're all valuable metres.
It's about 20 minutes, I think, into the final quarter. I've got to get fixing that in a moment. Gee whiz, it's a good game of footy though, Richard. There's nothing in it now, really. One goal, one quick kick on either side will be the end of it, I would think. Full in Arthurton's opportunity here. Ball on the ground with Neville Rowe, John Agnew, Ian Westbrook all saying how do you do, and umpire John Rogers will have a ball up or a ball down right there in the half-forward left position for Arthurton.
Yeah, so Arthurton have got to think about scoring a goal pretty quickly because there won't be much time on in this quarter, I wouldn't think. As the ball's bounced down, Maitland get the punch forward. Craig Graham kept the ball in possession pretty well. Stacks on the mill again.
And Nicholas Honour has playing really, really tough footy this last quarter for Maitland, and it's a very gruelling exercise out there as the ruck encounters between Hastings, who's been hit from pillar to post. Ball goes without, in goes McCauley, he's set upon, and another ball up as Hastings is in a lot of pain, but he's still battling on.
Yes, a quick goal here by the Tigers, Bernie, make it a 5-point game, and that would be very interesting as the ball's bounced down at Arthurton's half-forward line. Inman gets the tap. Alan Goods gets a quick left foot kick forward. Who's there? Anybody for Arthurton? No. Peter Hill couldn't quite make the yardage that was needed. Westbrook's there. He's trying hard. He gets dispossessed of the ball and holding the ball to the umpire.
Whiz, that's a pretty tough decision.
Pretty stiff decision, but the umpire thought it was there, so the Maitland blokes are relieved from the back pocket. A big screw punt forward. Craig Graham's there. So's big Hastings, but little Dickie James showing a bit of pace. Comes out of it. Eglinton, Karen McCauley saw Eglinton coming. Panicked a bit, I think. Inman gets the handball out to Adams, who's got plenty of experience. Just can't quite clear Mark Kirby's head to Stephen Olive, and the ball will run out of bounds, and the Tigers need a goal pretty shortly.
We've now had 17 minutes of play in this last quarter. There's about 12 minutes of play left.
So ball's thrown in that forward pocket again. It's tapped down. David Langford gets the ball. How good's his left foot? He hooks it back in. Is there anybody there? Only Ricky Whitelaw for the Maitland Lions. He hooks on that left foot again. He's not the best at kicks. Goes to centre half back. Big Robbie Langford comes out. Gary.
Burke Thomas was absolutely packing the poops.
Burke Thomas did not want to know about that ball, and one could almost not blame him. Gives it to Goodsy, and I can tell you what, Goodsy can goal that.
If Goodsy's good enough, he can, and that's what Arthurton needs right now from the lad. Arthurton needs 3 goals to win this game. Never mind the scoreboard. In my opinion, the score is 9. It's a long kick. It's going all the way, and it's a throw.
That's a goal. The Tigers are back within a goal.
Whoa! Back in the game we come at this stage, Richard. That scoreboard says 11-7-9-8, but for my money, it is 11-9 now to 10-8. There's 7 points in it for my money. Maitland have kicked 2 points this quarter, and they haven't been recorded.
Yes, I'm not sure on that, Bernie Lang. You're a bit sharper with figures than me, but you may be correct on that. Well played as that. We don't want another Maitland Port Vic finish, that's for sure.
So now Hastings is on the ball again. Hastings versus Inman. Hastings the tap straight to Hillebrand. Hillebrand thumps the Tigers into attack. Greenslade versus back on the ball. It's from McCauley with a chance. He puts it up in the air. Chance for Schilling here. Schilling goal! The ball goes Peter Hill at least.
Peter Hill it is.
Oh, now.
Jay McCauley did the hard work, got the left foot forward, and Peter Hill has got it. He's not the most reliable kick, but I think he can handle it from there, Bernie.
Made a point here, and a point here will make it a goal of difference for my money.
Yes, there seems to be a bit of discrepancy there with the scoreboard, but nevertheless, the action's back with Peter Hill. Here he comes from about 25 yards out, and he's pushed it across the face of goal.
That's a point.
I thought it just scraped the other side of the post, to be honest with you, Bernie,
but not for mine. That's a goal of the difference.
Robin Arthur's going to kick the ball out long. Last game for the Lions.
David Inman sets himself. Big David Hastings playing like a man possessed. He has out on his legs, but he's still grabbing everything he can. This is a grand final, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's Hastings goes long. Langford versus back to Hillebrand. Hillebrand chips to the centre and finds Schilling, who grabs it first time.
Good voice there by Goods. Schilling will go between centre and centre wing and drive forward, 2 half forward. Big Ian Westbrook, Craig Graham's there, but a Maitland
a top mark to Whitelaw.
Geez, played a good game, Ricky Whiteley. Definitely Maitland's best.
He has.
Bit of an awkward kicking action, but that one's not too bad. He's found Paul Kirby. No, he can't take the mark. Here comes Alan Goods. He goes long with it. Can it be or nearly a fine mark? And I believe there's 5 points of difference.
Now there's 5 points of difference, but for my money, there is now 5 points of difference. I think we'll forget the scoreboard. We'll talk 5, and Arthur, it's now Maitland by 5.
Robbie Arthur again.
20 minutes
to
of
kick
play.
out. He's kicked out quite well all day. Big mark, but big David Inman. is come out in front of Hastings.
Another 8 or 9 minutes of footy left in this game, so
8 or
it's
9
still
minutes
anybody's
left.
game.
According to Bernie Lange, Dave Inman, he's come good in the last quarter of the last 3 finals. He centres at the centre half for the big fly. Arthurton can't take it. Alan Goods is there, so's Kirby. Pressure's on, and I'd say the Maitland boys are really shitting bricks.
I really think they are too, Richard, Correll. Now we've got a thrust. Inman versus, and it's over towards Darling. Darling on the left boot clears out. Only as far as Peter Basher overruns the ball, and also chance of Bryn now. Bryn taps it over towards Brokenshire. This could be a costly mistake. Ball's kicked out for now. Brett Graham's got about 25 yards clear of anybody else, and there's 5 Tigers there. They can't man up here, and he's up with the ball or something wrong. Brett Graham chips in short towards Darren Schilling, who makes the space.
Schilling from centre, just the backside of the cricket pitch. Goes long to half forward now. Who's up there? Craig Graham, and he just can't quite grab the ball. Westbrook goes, and there's a free kick, and it's going to Arthurton.
Neville Rowe, it was there.
I didn't see it, Bernie, but Neville Rowe's got it. He's going to go short to that other side. I don't know who's out there. I think it went it slewed off the side of his boot. Peter Hill's out there. He can't gather it in. He does now. Swings around with that right foot. Centres it high. Alan Goods is there, but so's the Maitland defence.
A good mark by Paul Kirby.
That is a fine mark in defence.
It's a top timely mark as we now head for the 22-minute mark of this quarter. He plays on and goes across ground towards his brother. All David Langford.
David Langford. Great mark. Goes short to Westbrook. Can't grab it. Goods is in there, tackled. That's got to be on the ball. Here it is. Alan Goods has got it. It would be a matter of about 35 metres out. Holding the ball decision. It was a tough decision to make.
Oh, no, it was there. The lad tried to break the tackle, and you can't do that today.
Poor defence before. He kicked it out to Mark Kirby. David Langford, not renowned for his overhead marking, but pulled one out of the sky, and that's poor defence. Anyway, the action's back with Alan Goods. He'd be at 35 yards out. I hope he can kick it, the lad. He lines up. Looks good off the boot. He's kicked that. The Tigers are back in front.
I'll tell you what, it's a game of 40 and a half here, Richard Correll. They said to me today, I want a guest in this job with you, and I thought, oh, well, one more time. And I tell you what, I don't know what to think now. We're approaching a 24-minute mark. There'll be 4 minutes left, if at least, I would think. And Arthurton now by a point.
Yes, it's been 2 games of football. The first half belonged to Maitland, well and truly. This second half has belonged to Arthurton. Boy, what a game. Gavin Adams has gone to the centre. They've got all the old stalwarts in there. They've got Gavin Adams, David Inman, Stephen Olive and Glenn Hillebrand. There's a fair bit of football brain amongst those 4. As the ball goes down, another 4 bounce. Doesn't matter. Glenn Hillebrand's there. Gets a clever tap out to Horace Olive, who gets a quick left foot kick forward. Schilling's there. Can he get possession? No, he can't. Good tackle on Agnew. Bilney gets the lucky bounce. Forward it goes. And a lovely mark to Brokenshire, and Peter Bagshaw grab him before he gets to play on.
Now it's with Brokenshire. He goes with a wobbly kick only as far as Glenn Hillebrand, who will settle it out for Arthurton. We've had 24 and a half minutes of play in this final quarter. There'll be another 5 minutes left, I would think, or 4 anyway. Up towards Craig Graham. He gets to sit. Can't take the ball over to Maitland stalwart in the form of that was Brokenshire, and the ball's carted over the line out of bounds by Peter Bagshaw.
So what is the score at the moment, Bernie Lang?
I would have Arthurton by a point. Ball is kicked forward now. Larry Colliver gets it over to Inman. Inman over towards Olive. Olive clears it for Arthurton. Back in towards the centre. Chance here for Kirby. Kirby goes over the top towards a Maitland player, but Craig Graham lays it off towards Jay McCauley. McCauley over the top. Chance for Whitelaw. Now it's Darling. Darling crashes the pack. Goes through and tackled by Goods with a good tackle. Now it's up towards Rob Langford. Over the top comes now it's a chance for Paul. He's dispossessed. Now it's Thomas. In goes Peter Bagshaw. He's stacks on the middle. And we'll have a ball up there right in the true centre half forward position for Maitland. And we're into time on now, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the Thomas boys is down. I think that's Burke Thomas with a bit of cramp, but he jumps himself up really quickly.
Is this a grand final of what, Bernie Lange? Centre half forward for the Maitland Lions. Can they score? The ball goes down. Inman versus Hastings. The ball gets tapped forward again, grabbed by the Maitland player and Bilney, I think, gets a quick kick forward. Peter Bagshaw gets a push in the back. No, it's not paid, I think. I'm biased. Darren Schilling's over there trying hard. The ball's going to be tapped out of bounds, I hope. No, it's one of the Kirby boys gets it. Peter Bagshaw's there. He runs it out of bounds, and a bit of experience showing out there.
My goodness gracious me. Sun's setting in the west as we approach dusk here. And I believe that it's Arthurton by a point at this stage.
Ball, bit of a scrimmage there. Maitland break out of the pack. He's missed it. No, it's touched.
Off the boot.
It's touched on the line.
I tell you what, we've got a tied game of footy on our hands.
Bernie Lange's gone for the tie. I'm not quite sure if he's right. I don't know what's going on. Boy, I don't know who touched that, but it certainly went through the right sticks. It was just touched off hand, and boy, the Maitland bloke sort of was home, but it wasn't. Peter Bagshaw goes to kick out to Gavin Adams. Can't quite take it. Ellington's there. He gets the handball on to give Glenn Hildebrand the run. I can hear him Westbrook here from calling. Good play. He goes forward now. A pretty wobbly kick. All right on the line.
That's what I call a delightful kick to touch. Now, Arthurton need a goal here.
David Ellington with blood streaming out of his eye there.
That was from Nick on a tackle, that one.
Gutsy performance. Neville Ray goes to the big fist. Bilney's there. He's good enough to get out of it. Away he comes now. David Langford's there. The big punch over the top by him, and he's showing a bit of experience there, and the ball goes out of bounds.
27 minutes of play. 27 minutes of play in the 1988 grand final.
There'd only be a minute or two left, Bernie, because there hasn't been a lot of goals scored as the ball's thrown in. Big Inman versus Hastings. The ball goes forward. Arthur's got no one on their attacking side. Horace Olive shows pace. Here comes Horace Olive. Beautiful play. Look at him go, the young speedster. Takes another bounce. Gets around his opponent. Hooks onto that left right foot. Goes long. Peter Hill's there. And the ball's knocked out of bounds as Robbie Arthur gets pushed over, but Stephen Olive showing a turn of face.
And he had possession of the ball all the way through there. 27.5 minutes of play in the final quarter. A minute and a half left, I would say. If Arthurton can convert here, it's their game. If Maitland can convert, the next goal will win this game.
Ball thrown in the forward pocket. I've almost spoken myself horses. Bit of a scrimmage occurs there again in the forward pocket, and I'm just about stuck for words, Bernie.
I tell you what, Peter Hill now has got to grab this ball, get it out to someone and then keep it in possession, because Maitland could run this ball up and win this game now. There it is! There it is! Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a premiership side. 1988 premiers. Arthur have won by a point, I believe. I'm only guessing. Just tear down the... Hang on. Arthurton by a point. Arthurton premiers.
You want that back coat then? Bernie, you want this? Signed off. Come on, I'm going to get there again. Oh, there we go.